Hey Virgo, this is Perrymore Tarot's daily reading for May 7th, 2024. This is for Virgo. Ooh, Virgo. If this video should cut off, say it's like too long for TikTok, you can shoot over to YouTube and catch the full extended version, and the link is on my page. So we have a creative endeavor, status quo, okay? Ugh, goodness gracious. This is not bad. This is saying that you're a lot more creative than the people around you. Okay, this is saying that something may happen and it's like you have a better idea than everyone else, or a more innovative idea, which is something we all need, right? We all need innovative ideas. Sometimes the old way is not working. Even scripturally, they say, only a fool looks back at, the golden years, the yesteryears and such. So we have the Emperor and the Chariot. It seems as though you have like risen above the normal, quote unquote, normal way of doing something. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Three of Swords and the Hermit. Look at this is you. All right, you're showing up and that's great. So a creative endeavor, you have Emperor, Chariot, Seven of Wands, and Six of Wands. And this talks about something that happens, right? That it seems like everyone is kind of driven to do the same thing. They follow the crowd. It seems that, you may be surrounded by people and you might find that they're just so catchphrasy, or every action they take is fashioned after some celebrity or something here. That's kind of what this is speaking about, that you got to be your own person, and that you understand this. You are your own person in a sense, right? So it's not even in a sense. You already know what I'm talking about. You have status quo with Three of Swords and the Hermit. And this may be speaking about how everyone is sort of driven towards things that they're disappointed in later. Like, we all have that phase of like this sorrow of goodness gracious, because a hermit would speak about a self-reflection, soul searching. And if there's a Three of Swords, you're soul searching about things that just fill you with sorrow, some of the decisions you made, some of the situations you found yourself in. So there's a creative way to handle these things, and most people would do things that would create more disappointment, right? That's like, I'm so sad that I'm going to go and make this really reckless decision, and then I'm going to be sad about that decision as well, but I did it because of this other sad situation before that. So it's creating more misery. And so you are seeing this around you. Taking steps is the Ten of Swords and the Nine of Cups. So they're talking a lot about how your intentions need to be to put an end to situations that you should have just turned a blind eye to. You should have just blocked them or blocked yourself from the situation. You should have you may have needed more solitude. And that may be, that's another thing here. We're ending something, right? The taking steps. Your intentions are you want something to stop. And whatever that would be, most likely is something that is very sad, something disappointing, something that causes a lot of heartbreak. You're taking steps to put a stop to something here, because you want something else. You want to be in a place where it's like it feels right. Fear is the Seven of Pentacles and the Sun. So there's a fear of fear is the way that we're approaching things. It's very hard to build. It's very difficult to see something through to the end when you don't really know where it's going to be, like what the outcome is, basically. It's hard to see that. It's hard. So there's a fear of being like, I put all my time into something. Usually this is about something before. I put a lot of time into something with all of the greatest hopes in the world, the best intentions, and it ended. Right? That if you're afraid of investing that much time, that means you may have invested a lot of this before. And so they're talking a lot about what most people would do. Spirit may be telling you here is a new way to do something here. There's a new way to cope with it, or to get your life back on track. And it's not what other people would tell you. No one will be able to give you advice according to this. Your advice, your best advice is yourself and your history, or your, what I mean? Your resume, your life's resume is your best teacher. Spirit wants you to focus on making decisions from this point forward, where you're not looking back going, I could have just blocked this, or I could have just taken some time away from the situation and came back to it with fresh eyes. I could have done that. So Spirit's asking you to consider this within the next coming days, today, however it goes, because there's an opportunity for you to get your life back on track. There's an opportunity for you to be highly successful, to be stable. If you're not stable, even if you are more stable, there's nothing wrong with more stable, more stability, more control of your life, especially if you're like a business owner. This is not necessarily speaking of a person, place, thing, not necessarily. These are things that are, something is occurring in whatever situation this is. You can actually gain control of yourself and not allow yourself to become a casualty to like what most people end up like. That's the outcome typically in this situation is failure and misery. You have an opportunity to rise above that, right? It doesn't have to end badly. It doesn't have to be terrible. And whatever this is, they're not really giving so much of a context except for something's got, you want something to stop, first of all, that's hurtful. And it's continuous. Maybe a lot of betrayal. You may feel like a lot of people are just abruptly just like backstabbing you to some degree. You may feel this way. You may be like, oh my gosh. And I'm not seeing necessarily backstabbing. I'm just saying you may feel this way. And a lot of it may be because you're surrounded by people who are kind of superficial. They think their life is ruled by a trend or something. And like, that just like so-and-so said, I'm going to do da 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 da. That's what they did. And they might recite lyrics to something. And you're just like, how did that work out for him? So you could be dealing with an Aries, a Cancer, a Virgo, a Leo. So you could be a Leo, Virgo cusp. We have Cancer, Leo cusp. If we're not dealing with those signs could also be in your chart. If you'd like to book a personal reading with me, my links are on my page. Peace, love, and light. Take care.